Also, lien or failing to file suit within 1 year or recording a lien. Within 1 year of recording the lien, once again, or the 60 days or the 20 days. I'm looking for those time frames too, see whether or not everything's timely. Also looking for if there are any material mistakes in the lien as well. For instance, on the top of the lien, there is a warning that has to be put up there. I see lots of liens, lots of people trying to do these liens themselves. I'm getting them knocked out. They don't comply. They may comply with the 1991 version of the statute, when it was called a mechanics lien. I still see those being filed every now and then. I don't know where they're getting these forms. I don't know. I mean, it's 17 years old. I don't know where they're getting them, but they're filing them, and they're not valid. So, where the direct contract, next one is where the direct contract. Remember how I was telling you it's a little hidden nugget, and it's actually found in the definitional section. Again, this is if the contract with the general contractor is less than $2,500 and you're a sub or a material supplier trying to enforce a lien. I'm looking for that too. I think I've only used that once. I mean, because it was such a small case, it doesn't usually get to me. Next one, where the liener fails to designate accounts where there exists a running account, making an improper designation of account. Sometimes what happens is that GC receives all this money, but he's paying A instead of you. So I'm looking to see, was there any indication or memos in the check saying who to pay from the owner? Because if there is, if that designation said, hey, pay this person, and they didn't pay, then I'm looking to possibly make that as a defense. For instance, once I was representing some owners that had hired a roofing contractor. The roofing contractor made the check payable to the material supplier and said on account of invoice number X, Y, and Z. Well, I got invoice X, Y, and Z, and come to find out the material supplier liened the wrong people because we were one of those invoices. That lien was thrown off. Fraudulent liens, we spoke about this. This is an owner defense as well. I'm going to tell you up front that it's not used as much because recently as an affirmative claim against you as lieners, and the reason is because they're difficult claims to make. They're not usually prevailed upon, and the reason is why they're not seen as much, and I'm really not filing them unless I am damn sure that I got a fraudulent lien claim out there. And it better be real conspicuous to me, is because it used to be every single construction attorney, as soon as a lien was filed by a liener, affirmative defense, fraudulent lien, counterclaim for fraudulent lien. And that's changed because now the statute has been revised to now say that not only, because it used to be that only the owners would get attorney's fees if they won. If they prevailed, they got attorney's fees. Well, now, if you lose as an owner, I'm paying as owner to the contractor for their attorney's fees for having to defend against this fraudulent lien claim. And since it's so hard to prove, we're really not bringing it that often. So, but I still want you to just know what a fraudulent lien even is. A fraudulent lien is any lien which is willfully exaggerated as to the amount for which such lien is claimed. You're entitled to $20,000, you lien for $100,000, you have a fraudulent lien in the amount of $80,000. You willfully exaggerated $80,000. You should have only liened for 20, you lien for 100. That's an $80,000 fraudulent lien claim I have against you for $80,000. Number two, there's another way. There's three ways to have a fraudulent lien. The fraudulent lien, if it willfully included a claim for work not performed upon or materials not furnished for the property. You lien for stuff you didn't do. You lien for stuff never actually furnished to the property. That's another way to have a fraudulent lien. And the last one, and this is the hardest one, and this is also where it's a little sticky. The lien was compiled with such willful and gross negligence as to amount to a willful exaggeration. In other words, the lien. Remember what I was telling you? I'm looking at that second amount. How much are you claiming is unpaid? The claim of lien, the first part says I have furnished labor, services, and material of a value of $100,000, of which there remains unpaid $20,000. Well, I'm looking at to see, how did you compile that $20,000? Does it include things like runners? Does it include things like insurance? Does it include things like separate line items for overhead and profit? Does it include delay damages? Does it include consequential damages? Does it include all those things that I listed out for you before that I said are not lienable, things that are not actually incorporated into the project? Because if they do, then that's a fraudulent lien and I've got a claim against you now for that amount. And that's why I was saying, hey, you got to watch what you really put into these claims of lien and how you value your claims of lien.